lady who walks around without being shady, who knows her values, who's gone through trials. Her smiles are captured from mouth to mouth. It's not the size of her thighs she worries about, but the pride she thrives to keep that drive. That cinnamon twist. That cinnamon twist. That cinnamon twist. Ladies, can you feel me? That cinnamon twist. That cinnamon twist. That cinnamon twist. Ladies, can you hear me?
Hey, okay, guys, we're gonna start off just like your girl Tasha always started today. I was looking for the mic and didn't see it, but look, you know who it is. It's your girl Tasha, known to the world as the Tasha Carpenter, but everybody calls me your girl Tasha because when you hang with me, it's like you hanging with your girl. So we are in the studio today with two wonderful ladies. One of them is nervous as I don't know what right now, and we're waiting for another one to arrive. But I'm going to allow these wonderful, beautiful women to introduce themselves to you. So we're going to start over here with the CEO and the president of Daisy's Love.
Well, hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. First of all, let me first say thank you to you, Tasha, for allowing us this platform to be able to come in and share about Daisy's Love. My name is Joy Thomas. I am the president and CEO of Daisy's Love, where we provide care that stems from the heart. I'm so excited to be here today. One, because today marks the seventh year, if I may, that I actually lost my mom. So my mom is Daisy, and about 7 years ago, she passed away in my arms, to be quite honest with you. And there was a huge grieving process that I went through, to be quite honest with you. And in order to get through that grief, I just asked God to give me the vision, something that I could do to help to move forward in that process. So I was actually employed at a telecommunications company as a corporate director, and I decided to walk away from that to pursue my passion and to keep my mother's legacy alive. Therefore, starting Daisy's Love, which is a residential service agency where we provide in-home care.
That's that director in Verizon coming out in her, guys. She done answered about 20 questions and her one answer there. All I did was tell her to tell you who she was and move on to give the other lady an opportunity to say something, and she just did it. That's just what that. She just got to come in and take control, but that's all right. Okay, and you are, ma'am.
Hello, you guys. And again, thank you so much for having us. My name is Beverly Baker, and Joy and I have known each other all of our lives, literally. Our moms were best friends growing up until the day she passed. I have a passion for doing what we do. I love seniors. I've always loved them. And anyone that knows me knows for the last 7 years, that's all I've talked about, is doing this business. So when I realized what Joy was doing and I knew that my passion was there as well, I said, I have to help you. We have to do this. Let's do this. She had already started, and I knew it was a no-brainer, and I jumped right in, and here we are. I'm excited to be here.
Wow, so your moms were best friends?
Yes.
So that means that you guys go back how many years?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, we're not going to date ourselves here. Let's say a lot.
Yeah.
A lot? Is it more than 20 years a lot or less than 20 years
More
a
than
lot?
20 years
More than
a lot.
20.
Okay, so it's like 50 years, guys. It's okay. So one of my questions, which you already asked, but since you were being so polished, we're going to go back to the whole thing.
Sure.
First, my condolences for you losing your mom. And, of course, I lost my mom back in 2007 due to breast cancer. So your vision, I know that she's the inspiration for Daisy Loves, but when did the vision finally come that this is how you were going to honor her?
So let's take it back for a moment. So my mother was a CNA, and this is what she does and what she did, whether she took care of folks in our family, in her profession. She was just the one that you went to, right? Everybody would call for her. When my grandmother got sick, we brought her into the home, a nursing home. Assisted living wasn't even an option for us. We were going to take care of her in the home. And that's just what she did. Now, for me, when I think about it, in order to keep that legacy alive, the whole premise of Daisy's Love is if my mother were still here today and as much traveling as I do today, would I trust the CNAs that I hire to take care of her? That's the whole premise, right? So, and everybody that knows me, that knows of me, knows that Daisy was my heart, my best friend. She was my sister. She was my everything. So losing her, losing her was a big deal for me. When I think about the vision and how everything this came to fruition with regards to the modeling and how we put everything in place, it was all based on the things that she had taught me throughout the years and growing up.
Okay. Awesome. Which was like what?
Good. Glad you asked. So, for example, when we think about the things such as, certain corporations have what they call core values. Our core values are what we call our guiding principles. And those guiding principles actually came from my mom herself. When I was growing up, she would always say if I had 3 daughters, I would have named them Hope, Faith, and Charity. And she would also say that if I had a son and a daughter, I would name them Pride and Joy. So if you take a look at our materials, when you look at on our website, you'll see that our guiding principles are hope, faith, charity, excellence, and joy. And those are the things that we govern ourselves by as we help the families of the elderly and the seniors that need our support.
All right, that's some special stuff there. The core values there. That sounds real good and real polished, doesn't it? Yes. And I just say, and I believe it. Guys, right now, remember something free. Share and invite, share and invite, share and invite, share and invite, and drop where you're coming in for. I see we got Ghana already in here. We got Chicago in here. Oh, we got the Netherlands in here. Okay, guys, we see you. Drop where you're calling, where you're joining from, and make sure that you share and invite too. So, assistant home care, assisted living, people providing for your family members is something that's very, very serious, like you already said, So part of the question that I would want to know, if I'm gonna act like I'm coming to you.
Sure.
First of all, when it came to you creating the company, what type of things did you have to go through? Any type of licenses,
of course,
curriculum, education? Because we don't want somebody providing for our business that just decided to just create it one day.
Absolutely. So let's talk about that, because that was an awesome process that we had to go through. So first of all, we are licensed, insured in the state of Maryland. We have a very rigorous process. I'll let Beverly share a little bit about what we do from an employee perspective, because she's serving as our Chief Human Resources Officer. But I'll tell you,
that chief?
Yeah, she is.
She the chief, y'all. The chief was nervous up in here. Go ahead, Chief.
So we had to go through a rigorous process with the Office of Healthcare Quality. So with the state of Maryland, you have to go through the policies and procedures to make sure that we're in alignment with the COMAR rules and standards. They come out and do an audit to make sure that our documentation and our policies and procedures are in order, as well as take a look at our employees and make sure that they have the right certifications and current licenses. Not to mention, they also do role plays to make sure that the services that we're providing to our clients, they know how to do it and do it well. I'll tell you that as a CEO, one of the things that was near and dear to my heart was not just about running the company. I'm an IT professional by trade, but a heart for the seniors and a heart for loving on the elderly. Lord, it just makes me feel good when they feel good. So I had an opportunity as well. One of the things that we do, we have a rigorous curriculum within the company that drives us also to be certified. So I'm a certified CNA myself.
Get out of here.
I absolutely am. I had an opportunity to do my clinicals in a nursing home, and I gotta tell you, it was rewarding.
How long you been a CNA?
It's been over 3 years now. And I'll tell you that from that perspective, the other thing I'll tell you is that not only have I been certified as a CNA, but this is what I've done all of my life. Because like I said, we took care of my grandparents. We made sure we took care of my mom's friends. It's just what I've known to do. I just didn't realize it was a business. So let me just step back for a second and say, in going through the training and going through the certification process and doing my stint at the clinicals for the nursing home, one of the things I realized is that it's just work.
Yes.
You have to want to do it. You know, being in that environment and seeing the small things that the elderly and the seniors wanted me to do for them just became natural. So when they would say things like, oh, we don't want Miss Joy to leave, I'd always say, well, what is it about what I'm doing? So let me give you an example.
Well, Bill, before you give me the example, do you recognize the name Terrell versus Nikki Perry?
I do.
She says, "Hey, Joy, I am so proud of you, girl." All right, go ahead.
And I love you, Terrell. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay, anyway. So let's say when I stepped back for a second and we were doing the clinicals, one of the things that stood out for me was just the basic things. And you have CNAs that have been doing this for a long time. But once you get to a point where it becomes you're no longer connected, then it's time to step away. So there would be things like, for example, the CNA that was doing the training for me, she was a young lady named Miss Mary, and she was preparing her breakfast. And at the point that she prepared her breakfast, she was spreading the jelly on her toast. And some of the jelly fell in her milk cup. And she took the spoon out of the milk cup and she just scooped the jelly on the plate, and she wanted to go ahead and give Miss Mary that piece of that cup of milk. And I said, well, is there a reason why we can't give Miss Mary a new fresh cup of milk?
Give Miss Mary some milk without the jelly in it.
We had another customer, Mr. Lester, who was just trying to eat his food. And bless his heart, his teeth, his dentures were just a little loose, and he couldn't eat his food. So as she was trying to eat his food, I said to the CNA that was training me, I said, is it possible that we can get some denture glue for Mr. Lester so he can eat his food? So again, it's those things where you pay attention, even when we're bathing them. And there's a certain amount of dignity and respect in the process that you use to do that. We had to make sure that these clients felt like, okay, they're in here because they really want to do this. So what does that mean? When you're putting lotion on them, you rub it in your hands and make sure it's warm before you put it on them. You let them know you're coming in. You ask them, how does that feel? So what we're trying to convey is there is a residential service agency on every corner like there is a church, right? The people that we bring and the training that we go through is for those that want to do this. They have a story behind it, and it's rewarding for them to be able to love on these seniors and their family members, because it's the family members that oftentimes are struggling with how to make sure they bring in people that they can trust and care for their family.
All right now,
Absolutely.
that's some good stuff right there. Did you get him some denture glue?
Of course I did.
Did you have it in your pocketbook?
No, they had it already in the stash. Couldn't
okay.
figure out why it was even an option.
All right, so let me see. So that absolutely that generated the comment from, where's my comments disappearing to? Miss Beverly Lefford said, "Thank God for people who do heart work, work from the heart." Miss Andre Johnson said, "My mom had a CNA named Veronica, and she was awesome." Okay, so all right now. So now that sounds all good. So that tells me what you had to go through. And I guess as a chief, you can answer the question for me. What does a pre-screening process look like for the people that you select to be a part of? Because everybody might not want to get the jelly out of the milk or get the denture glue. So what's the pre-screening process?
Our pre-screening process is pretty vigorous. We pre-screen first, and then from there we go on to our executive panel. They're onto the executive board, where Joy and the board makes the final decision as to who we're going to hire. But most importantly, we're looking for diversity. We're looking for people that have the heart for this business. I speak of heart for the business because I personally have experience with hiring agencies, talking to CNAs, because I, in fact, had to hire CNAs for my mom. I had to interview agencies. So I know what it's like to be that family member on the receiving end, not receiving that service that you're accustomed to receiving. We run a national background check. We check with 50 states. And we have a robust curriculum. And when I say robust, I mean a robust curriculum. We take them through through orientation. We have a personality assessment. We verify that they are licensed and that they have the credentials that they say that they have. Everyone is screened for drugs. Everyone receives screening for TB. Everyone is screened for hepatitis B. And we take pride in our employee conduct by mitigating clients' complaints. I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous, but we believe.
Okay, so yeah, she's nervous, and look, I was trying. She done said it now because she asked me not to do a Your Girl Tasha. Y'all know how I am. Y'all know I'm a bam. I'm gonna be authentically me. I'm gonna call her out.
I love it.
If you don't stop, you know your job, because I know that this woman right here would have you as a chief of anything if you didn't know your job. So if you don't stop reading from them notes and just talk from your heart, then maybe you might want to be telling people I'm nervous because you read this stuff and you jump in 2 lines at a time.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you sharing that. So I will take my time.
Go ahead, girl.
I will take my time.
We just talking.
Yes,
we want people to know out here, because there's a lot of people got
Absolutely.
loved ones and they don't understand what's out here. So we got to get the information out about Daisy Loves.
Absolutely.
All right, so go on, girl.
Yeah.
You need to do an electric slide real quick to listen.
No, honestly, we are very thorough in what we do. We take our time. We want people that can connect not only with us, but can connect with our clients.
Absolutely.
We want them to be in it for the right reasons. You know, I know when I would speak to CNAs, and when we went as a family to the agency, they were blown away. That's very important to have the family involved in the process. Because that caregiver needs a break at some point in time. I was that caregiver. So I welcome the idea of having aides to come in. But believe me, I definitely took my time, and I would sit with them and would talk to them. You got to get to know people, and you got to meet them where they are.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So let me just add to that, Tasha, if you don't mind, since we hanging with your girl,
Absolutely.
Tasha.
Go ahead.
I'll tell you, the first round of interviews, we went through 155 applicants to get 5 CNAs.
All right now.
So it doesn't matter how good they look on paper.
Yes.
I don't care if you have 50 years of experience. When you come in and you make it to that final step for me to go through my line of questioning, I have to feel it.
Yes.
I have to know that instinctually inside, this is what you really want to do. Because again, if I would not leave you with my own mother, I would not have you working for us.
Yes.
So she's saying she had to feel it. You can't come through Daisy's care and be faking the funk.
That's right.
They don't got
Absolutely.
time for the fluff. You can put the fluff all on the paper. But something about you when you're talking to people could tell if you really
Absolutely.
care about person, if you're genuine or not.
Absolutely.
So, of course, once you get in here, one of my questions is, because I know that everybody speaks a different language. Everybody doesn't receive anything. So even with just those 5 people, each one of them had their different Daisy care language. So with that in retrospect, how do you decide, or how do you match your clients with the right CNA? Because I'm pretty sure that every CNA is not right for every client. So what does that compatibility thing, how do you determine, oh, I'm going to assign you to client A, B, C, or D?
So it comes in 2 facets. So one, we do a personality assessment with our employees, and we also do a personality assessment with our clients. And again, what that means is you have to make sure the compatibility factors are absolutely included. But it's twofold.
What kind of questions is one of those?
Basically, what are some of the things that you like to do? You go into do you like talking? Do you want someone to listen? Do you want someone that's energetic? Do you want somebody that's soft? Do you want somebody that likes to have fun? Do you want somebody that's giving you the details? Do you want somebody to know exactly step by step? So in our documentation process and anything that we're doing, it's a twofold thing. You're not just catering to the elderly or the senior that you're caring for, but you're also making sure that main family member is also cared for. So again, when I say that, when we go in to have that conversation, you got to find out how the client wants to be interacted with. That's absolutely essential. So I use my own mom as an example. My mom was stubborn. She knew what she wanted. She had no cut card when everything she had to say. So if I were to pair somebody with her, I would have to pair that right temperament to be able to ensure that my mother was not upset under any circumstances based on the differences in personality. That's extremely important. The other thing is,
well, my mother cut cards too. If she was going to get paired with somebody, they need to know how to play bid whist.
All right. My mom was a bid whist person too. She wanted to do bid whist and cross
crossword puzzles. But she was very, very outspoken. She knew what she wanted, and she loved to say, now, if my daughter notices what's going on, she's going to have a problem with this. So, again, you just got to know the right temperament. By the same token, I'm loud, I'm energetic, I'm bringing joy to the room. You might have a client that don't want all that,
Yes.
right? She wants it to be soft. She wants it silent. She wants the TV low. Then you have to honor that request. You just got to know what you're dealing with. The other thing is you might not want someone that talks your head off, right? You might have a client that just wants you to sit there and just hold their hand.
Okay.
And guess what? You've got to have a CNA that can sit there
Yes.
and hold their hand.
Okay, all right. So we got Miss Arthur Lynette checking in from North Carolina saying, hey guys, I'm Charlotte. Then we have from Tasha M. Although her name is coming up under Naya Moore. That must be her alias on Facebook. The work that you do is incredibly important. Thanks for being a blessing to so many seniors and families. So you know Miss Tasha M?
We do. That's Missy.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Hey, Tasha!
Awesome.
And then we have over here with Miss Sharon Drawn, who's also somebody who's doing magnificent things. She's going to be on the show eventually. She said, "Thank God for those who take care of the elderly." Yes. And Larnice Fletcher is saying hello. You know, guys, you could call in if you have any comments, if you have any questions. You could dial in on 301-429-9247 as well. 301-429-9247.
Tasha, I didn't even believe, quite honestly, today would be a day that I would even be able to get through this conversation.
Oh, we're going to get through it because Mommy's up there looking down and
Yeah.
she's like, who is that crazy red girl she's sitting next to? You know, that's what we're going to do. We got to get through it because they're always here in our heart and it never goes away. It just gets a little bit easier every year. And when you're doing something that's an honor
Yes.
for them, you know, I mean, what else can you do? She's up there smiling.
Absolutely.
And look, I want you guys, they take this thing serious, okay? Y'all know they done came up in here and beautified the studio. got all these daisies. Look, she got daisies on the shirt. She got daisy around her neck. They might have some daisy lingerie on underneath their clothes. I don't even know. But you know your girl, Tasha. Let me just stop. Okay, guys? This is so important. So you mentioned that you're licensed in Maryland. Does that mean you only provide services in Maryland?
Yeah, so that's a very good question. Let me go back to that for a second. So right now, we're only providing services in the state of Maryland. We're now looking to expand our market into the D.C. area because what we found is that, one, there's so many people that we have to turn away because we're not licensed in their respective state. Not to mention right now, we are a level 1 residential service agency. And what does that mean? That means it's non-medical, which means that we also have private pay. So the Office of Healthcare Quality has been amazing in supporting everything that we're doing. And basically what we need to understand is,
Sorry, calls take precedence around your girl, Tasha.
All right. Here's a caller. We got a caller.
Hanging with your girl, Tasha. Who's calling and where are you calling from?
Yes, good evening. My name is Joanne Thomas. I'm calling from here in Washington, D.C. to join in the segment.
Hi, Joanne. Welcome. What do you have for Daisy's Cares?
I'm sorry, I did not quite understand you.
I said, welcome. What do you have, question or comment for Daisy Cares?
I just wanted to let Joy know it doesn't seem possible that 7 years has gone by since my sister Daisy left us. Just calling to let her know that I love her. I can't take the place of her mother, but I'm here if she needs me.
Well, thank you very much. That is my mother-in-law. And
Awesome.
just having her support and just having her to call in means the world to me.
All right now, Mommy-in-law, you about to put tears in her eyes.
Oh, I don't want to make her cry, man. Oh,
Well, you already did that, Mama Jo.
I can imagine.
That's okay. Got her foundation running. We thank you so much for calling in and showing your love.
Oh, okay.
Take care.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
So have a great evening.
You too.
Amazing.
Bye-bye.
Amazing. Bless her heart. Bless her heart.
Wonderful.
Oh, gosh. So let me go back. Oh, okay, I'm trying to get it together. All right. So let's go back for a second. So, again, we're licensed in the state of Maryland at this point. When we talk about some of the things that we offer, because we didn't get into that, and I don't want to jump ahead. So can I go ahead
No,
into
go
that?
ahead,
Am I
go
good? Okay,
ahead.
good. So when we talk about some of the things we offer, the way we have our pricing structure is based on 3 packages. They can actually get the gold, the bronze, or the platinum suite, and we also offer a la carte services because again, with the families and their request, everybody has a different need, and our objective is to meet them at their place of need, whatever that looks like. And there's so many things that you can do to customize these things based on what they may need or require, whether it's just companion care, helping them run errands, doing like housekeeping work, even if we have to bring in folks to do their hair or give them massages, whatever it is that they need, we're willing to do that. And I'll tell you, we think about some of the experiences that we've had across the board. It's just been amazing, the feedback. The most reporting thing that we've gotten is the feedback and testimonials from our clients' families. We had one CNA in particular that when she went to visit with one of the clients, the client was saying, "Oh, baby, my hands just don't work the way they used to." And she was saying to her, our CNA said, "Well, you know what? My hands are your hands. You just tell them where they need to go."
All right.
And it was that, woman's daughter that called us to say, this is the type of care that needs to be out and about because you just don't find it. Right. So again, I just want everybody to understand that the mantra, the motto, and everything that we stand for is based upon the fact if my mother, Daisy, were still here today, and as much as I've had to travel in my jobs, the CNAs that I hire have to be those that I will leave to care for my mother.
All right, now, you dialing in 301-429-9247. Shouldn't be getting any kind of recordings talking about we be back in 24 hours. You must have dialed the wrong number. Try it again. We'll pick you up. Shaquilla Mary says, "We love you, Joy Thomas. Keep making Daisy proud."
Oh, thank you.
Awesome.
So, let me just flip over a little second. Even when we talk about some of the materials that we put together from a marketing perspective, we have this logo, and the logo that you'll see in our materials, if you happen to visit our website, www.daisieslove.com, there's a heart inside of the logo, inside of the daisy, and then we have the stem that's so patiently pulled from that because,
I
again,
didn't even notice the little heart in there. It's so cute. Oh, one moment.
And then the stem shows you that care that stems from the heart.
Yes.
I didn't notice the heart. Hanging with your girl Tasha, who's calling, and where are you calling from?
Hi, Tosh.
Hey, how are you? That's my Aunt D.
Hey, Auntie.
Hello.
How you doing?
How are you?
I'm fine. How about yourself?
I'm doing
Good,
well, thank
good.
you.
Yeah, I have a comment.
Turn your phone down in the background. We get a feedback.
Okay. I have a comment.
Okay.
We had a lady who was a CNA. She came because Veronica went on vacation. Then I was going on vacation. Now, she was certified and everything. When I came back off of vacation, I thought everything was fine. But it seemed to me some money was missing. She was the only person in the house. If Veronica had been here all that time, the money was in that jar. It was like about $500 some dollars. It was coins, silver coins, dollar coins and stuff in the jar. But when I come back, the jar was half empty. So of course, her boss said she didn't do it because she told him she didn't do it. Who did it?
Oh my goodness.
My mama could have done it. My mama was paralyzed. She couldn't talk or anything. So you gotta watch that when you get somebody.
Sure.
Watch your parents when you go on vacation.
Absolutely.
Sure.
So it's not even just about vacation, Beverly, and you can speak to this too, but I'll tell you that when we go through our orientation and our training process, integrity is the core of what we do.
Absolutely.
And basically what that says is you have to do the right thing when no
Yes.
one is looking.
Absolutely.
However, what I will say is that these situations will come about.
Sure.
Investigations have to be done.
Absolutely.
And if there's anything that has been appropriated or done incorrectly, then the company is held responsible for that. That's number one. The other thing I'd say to you is that, when you go through a really good agency or a residential service agency doing the right thing with their employees, we always tell our employees, you act like there's a camera on every single corner of that room, right? Because again, you never know, and that's the whole premise in you have to trust the people that you're bringing into your home. That's critical path for everybody. So I sympathize with the caller that's calling in, because again, it is a very, very tumultuous place that you have to be in to toy between people that you can trust to come in and do what you need to do, because everybody can't afford cameras. So I know that's true.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you go back to the broadcast to hear what Miss Beverly's response is for you. And I think that since this is the first time that I'm hearing it, you probably knew just not to tell the granddaughter, because we would have had the money back. Have a great day. Love you, Auntie. Go ahead.
Hanging with your girl, Tasha. I love it. But she brings up a valid point, right?
She does.
She brings up a very valid point.
They're always hiding something, though. They hide it from the crazy one. The one that's going to handle the business. But anyway, go ahead. No, that's the first time I'm hearing about this.
Right. We are so sorry to hear that. As Joy mentioned, I think if you can't afford the cameras, or maybe a family member can provide cameras for the home. I know for my mom's home, we do have cameras in the home. And we are able to videotape. I mean, you don't want to have to do that, but sometimes I think you sometimes just have to do what you have to do. We definitely are strict on hiring folks that will do the right thing when no one's looking, and we encourage them. This is a faith-based business, and we ask them, look, you work as though you're working unto the Lord, not as though you're working unto man.
All right now. Now, with that being said, I hate to, but we're going to go ahead and go to commercial break right now, guys.
So we'll see you on the flip side. Guys.
There's nothing as horrifying than using a public restroom. Sure, maybe they're not that scary, but I'm sure everyone has had to use a public restroom under less than ideal conditions. Like public restrooms that haven't been restocked with essentials like paper towels or seat covers. Many times, toilet paper is missing or found loose on the nasty floor, too soiled to use. The solution is simple. Just carry the restroom kit with you. Each kit contains a patented seat cover, plenty of toilet paper, and 2 lightly scented wipes. One for your hands and the other one for your tush. Turn a public restroom into a pleasurable experience with the restroom kit.
Order your kits today at therestroomkit.com.
All right, Rookie, what you got for me tonight?
Multiple cases of drunk, drug, distracted, and drowsy drivers picked up. Meet Andy Carmichael, age 25, drunk driver. Statement says he'd attended a friend's Halloween party after hours of drinking heavily. He left to get more drinks.
Book him.
Meet John Smith, aka Mr. Distracted. Statement reads, ran a stop sign, ran a red light, caused a crash.
Well, this guy needs to keep his head in the game.
Meet Jane Goodman.
Grandma,
Jane thought a few extra pills would be okay. She said she just wanted to sit pain-free before her daily dose of jeopardy.
That ain't cool, Grandma. That ain't cool.
We have a suspect picked up for falling asleep at the wheel. Meet Charlie Knight, a.k.a. Drowsy the Clown. Statement reads...
Statement reads creepy as...
After a hard day's work, Charlie was exhausted and chose to get behind the wheel.
I hate clowns.
All right, what do you think, Chief?
Don't be like these idiots. Drive like you give them.
Hey guys, welcome back. We're back on the flip side. Hope you enjoyed the words from our sponsor, which actually included the Restroom Kit people. That's a veteran-owned company in Clinton, Maryland, as well as we see Shaquille O'Neal with a special message about distracted driving, guys. That's really serious. I'm going to have some guests on. I have a young man that'll be on in the future who actually is going to tell his story of taking someone's life and how it destroyed his life. And then, of course, we had the wonderful commercial from Daisy's Loves, and we're back in the studio with Joy and Beverly. So, was there something that you thought about during the commercial that you didn't get to say that you want to start off with?
Yeah, you know what? I'd like to step back for a moment and just talk about the team and the folks that make up the team. I didn't have a chance to do that. So, one, we have Nicole Chamberlain, who is our Chief Executive Officer for Marketing as well as Operations. Okay. She's responsible for all the material that we have from a client perspective, and she also is the one that's out there with the clients making the connection and making sure that we understand what our competition looks like. Again, I've already shared with you that Beverly is our Chief Human Resources Officer, and the whole objective is, making sure we have the right DNA and the culture and the climate in place with the folks that we bring on board to help be an ambassador for Daisy's Love. And then finally, Rodney Reddick, who is our Chief Technology Officer, who just makes sure we head up all the things in the background, making sure our website is up and our social media venues are attracting our customers and clients as well. I just wanted to step back and make sure that I gave honor where honor was due and just recognize them for their support. When I first took on this venture, I had an opportunity to visit, and I'm not going to give them a shout out, but I had an opportunity to visit a franchise whose name will remain nameless. But I had an opportunity to visit this franchise to look at home care agencies, and I thought about investing in it when I left my executive job. I thought about taking my severance to invest in that franchise. But when I got to the presentation, everything that they had from a modeling perspective were things that I already knew, and I would have had to carve in the cookie cutter approach into being under their name, and it just wasn't what I wanted to do. So the Lord just put on my heart, no, you're going to do this for Daisy.
Did y'all hear how she said, look, y'all be wondering sometimes of people just talking about gospel. Did y'all hear how she said, Lord, the Lord? When a person said Lord like that, they for real. Okay, go ahead. The Lord just put on my heart. Go ahead.
He just put on my heart, no, you need to start this for Daisy. And that's really how it came about. So I took my own severance and I invested in the company and used my own dollars to get it because it means that much to me. And again, as I sit here before you today, I'm really quite amazed at myself that at the 7th year point on this very day that I'm even able to get through this discussion without being on the floor hyperventilating in a bag. But what I realized,
when you do good things, that's what happens.
Yeah.
That shows that. And look, here you go. You brace yourself. You got your favorite cousin checking in from Danville, Virginia.
Oh, Lord.
Cheryl Robertson.
Oh, wow.
She says, much love and support to you and Daisy's Love. And then Antoinette Williams Lynch says, awesome job, Joy. So very proud of you. Mama Daisy would be so proud of you, too.
That's awesome. You guys are not going to get a tea out of me today because everybody understands today is the day I usually just fall apart. But again, I do, Tasha. I want to thank you again for the opportunity to be able to do this. And I'll tell you, even in my church, I've had an opportunity to just participate in a ministry that just focuses on the seniors. So again, that's just where my heart is. Whether I'm out and about the grocery store, I just gravitate to a senior, whether it's someone that's struggling with their groceries or someone that's trying to get out of the car. It's just natural.
What you saying? You got a story. I hear that. Yes, got a story. What's one of them times she went and gravitated towards a senior?
Well, what I can truly say is I can truly relate to what she's saying because At church, everyone knows if there are any seniors or we go to any type of function that involves seniors, I am the one, they just automatically know I am the one that's going to serve. I just think it's just in us. I really think it's in us. I think our moms did a terrific job. I thank the fact that they passed that legacy on to us, and we're just here to carry it out. I love my seniors. I truly love my seniors. They have so much to offer.
Wisdom.
So much to offer. That wisdom is priceless.
All right, so let's get back to, we talked about that pre-screening process. Now, once they get on board, well, first of all, what's the minimum requirements for them to get on board?
The minimum required for them to even get to that point, after passing the pre-screening, after going to the executive board, and after meeting with the CEO and the board panel, they go through an orientation. That orientation is a very rigorous curriculum.
So you might not pass that. You still might
There
be
you
going
go.
out the door.
Absolutely.
You got it.
Quizzes
Okay.
and tests are incorporated throughout the orientation as well as a role play.
That's right.
We need
Okay.
to see their skills, see what you do, how you interact.
Okay. And then when they're on the job, how do you make sure that they're still doing what's right? Because everybody may not call in. Do we do pop-ups and
Absolutely.
drive-bys or what?
Absolutely, we most certainly do, and that's really, really important. I know for me, I find it very helpful to just show up at my mom's house unexpected to the aides. And I think every company should do that, but we in particular, we've implemented that, and that's very, very important that you just pop up because you want to, you are expecting them to do what you hired them to do. We are expecting them to have that level of integrity, that level of honesty, that level of sincerity, that level of attending to that senior.
Absolutely.
Because if a senior's lying there and they can't get up, they want to get up. They don't want you to have to clean them up. They don't want you to clean them up holding your nose. They want you to clean them up knowing that you love them and that you care and that you're going to give them that level of respect. That is crucial. And when you sometimes when you do a pop by or pop up, just show up.
A drive-by.
and you see that taking place, then you know you don't have the right person for that particular job.
Okay. All right.
So the drive-by assessments are absolutely part of our
Yes.
process, and it's critical path for us. And again, once you establish, and I go out myself to also do these pop-ups, because again, you can look in the client's eyes and I can say, how's Tasha treating you today? You doing all right? And I can look in her eyes and see in her disposition if she's feeling good or if she's not.
Absolutely.
So that's absolutely essential.
So who are your clients?
So our clients are the elderly. We
Yes.
focus on senior citizens only,
Yes.
right? So that's our
Okay.
client base right now. Again, they're in the Maryland area because that's where we're licensed, bonded, and insured. And again, it's really more about the family members. So it's not always the clients that's looking for the care. It's sometimes the family members that just need a reprieve.
Yes.
They just need a break. They just need to know that they can have someone to come in and give them an opportunity to step back and not have to feel stressed about who's caring for their loved one. So that's where we primarily focus now. We have a very diverse group of clients as well as our employees. But the beauty of it is, one thing's for sure, making sure that we are delivering with the standard of excellence.
Yes.
A lot of the clients that we've serviced so far have been referrals only. This is the first platform that we're using right now to launch in a media fashion in this way. And then we're going to have some other platforms that we're going to take it to the next level. But most of what we've been able to service here lately has been by word of mouth. And they're basically saying, going over to Daisy's daughter, going over there and let them love on you and take care of you and let you do that. And we have repeat customers coming back.
So about how many CNAs do you have now? About how many clients do you have now?
So we have about 5 CNAs now, and we have about 15 clients on tap.
Yes.
And again, they're repeat customers that go through the process. For us, it's about making sure we have the right ratios in place. We haven't done a lot of mass marketing at this point because we wanted to get the model right, perfected, and make sure we were ready to go. So we're now at that point, we're ready to take it to the next level. So we're really, really excited about it. One of the things that we're also looking to do is, you have multi-dwelling units where you have senior citizens locations. We want to be that agency of choice that goes in and services that entire building. That's really what we want want to go for.
Okay.
And we think about where we're going long term. We're starting out with our non-medical. The next part of what we're going to conquer is to make sure we get into the medical arena where we're also able to administer medicine and have some oversight to that. But our ultimate goal is to open up an assisted living property. Of course, the first one will be called the Daisy House. And then we're going to look to long term. I want to have our own nursing home. And I really want to make sure that I can just take some of that pressure off of some of the family members in the community to show them and know that they can trust that this is what is being done.
All right now. So how far, because Maryland is big.
Yeah.
Are you serving all counties if you get the call?
Right now,
for it?
we're in the main corridors, PG, Howard, Arundel County, Loudoun County. We have not turned away any clients, and we have Baltimore County as well. And that's the whole objective, right? Wherever our clients are, we go to them. We just have to make sure we have the CNAs that also are in that area, which makes it more convenient.
Okay, so this is providing short-term and long-term. Do you have a lot of long-term clients? Or?
Right now, it's been more of a short-term pipeline, if you will. But we're absolutely 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whatever the care and the needs are, we're there to service. Again, part of the challenge and the opportunity for us to make sure that we touch other states, because we have so many people that are coming from D.C. that we have to turn it away because that's not what we're licensed. So our primary focus has been in Maryland.
Okay, how long is it going to take you to get licensed in the other areas?
So we're in the process of doing that now.
Yes.
As we look at it, we just had a conversation about this last week through our one of our staff meetings. We're trying to have that done within the next 6 months or so.
Okay.
But our first thing on tap is to get to that level 3 management, which gives us the opportunity to have medical management, as well as give people Medicare and Medicaid, be able to service those types of clients as well, because funding just really shouldn't be an issue. Not to mention that we also have in our strategy, and Beverly's heading this up, is to have some philanthropic opportunities available. So when there's folks that aren't able to afford the services, we want to be able to give back and reinvest into the community as well, because it's just a big thing. It's an amazing thing to be able to do this.
And that's what I was going to ask about too, is how much does something like this cost? Because it sounds like you guys are top notch.
Yeah, so top notch is definitely what you're getting and what you're going to pay for, but we're pretty competitive. And like I said earlier, we have customized packages, so we bring the clients in and we talk about what their needs are. On average, you're talking about $21, maybe $25 an hour, which is pretty low. It depends on what you're looking for, but that's kind of where our baseline is. But again, we work within the confines of what the clients need.
Awesome. Hanging with your girl Tasha, who's calling and where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Tracy Davis, and I'm currently calling from Rockville, Maryland.
Hello, Tracy.
Hi, Tracy.
Hi.
Hi, Tracy.
Can Joy hear me?
She just said hi to you. Both Joy and Beverly both said hi to you.
Hi.
Hi.
I know this sounds really crazy. I apologize. But I just wanted to tell Joy that I love her and that I am supporting her in all that she does. I know how difficult of a day today is, and just let her know that her little sis always has her and Miss Daisy in her heart and on her mind. And I love you so much.
Oh, I love you too. Oh, God, Tracy.
You got her making the ugly face, Tracy.
I know what that face looks like.
Thank you for calling in.
Not a problem. Everybody have a good evening.
Bye, Tracy.
Bye-bye.
So when it comes to those rates of things, what methods of payments do you accept, or how can people pay the fees?
Oh, check, cash, credit card.
Yes.
We have all those options available. Again, it is private pay. Now, what people don't know, and I just like to share a little bit from an awareness perspective, a couple things that folks don't know is that, some, myself included, with long-term care. And in your long-term care insurance, there's 2 options. You have an options for home health care as well as assisted living care. And there's a certain allotment that's afforded to you to be able to have those services, and people just don't know about it. So I would always inquire and also encourage the family members to make sure they understand the insurance plans that they have for their loved ones, or what they have available that they haven't tapped into to help supplement some of the funding.
Okay, so your 5 people that you have, they're your 5 original people?
5 original, correct.
Okay, so that means you probably haven't had any bad stories yet.
Not yet.
Okay, all right.
So, and retention is a good thing, because another thing that we realize is that when you love on your employees and you create a culture where they feel good and recognized for the job that they do, they will in turn love on the clients.
So true.
It's all about from the top down. So everything that we do is inspired from the inside, and I'm representing Daisy.
Some people haven't had no love since she left for Rise.
Oh, God.
There she go. Okay, so we have Daisy, www.daisyloves.com up on the screen, but also you have a number that was shared in a commercial. So if they wanted to call you, they would call
833-99-DAISY. 833-99-DAISY.
All right, so now, is it just, how did you end up, and I know y'all go back, y'all girls and all this other kind of stuff, but how did you decide that she was the right person for that spot?
Oh, my goodness. Well, thank you for asking. So let's talk about it. So Beverly brings with her a plethora of experience in various disciplines, but more importantly, she has a spirit of discernment. And she can connect, and she knows the right people to put in the right roles and connect the two. And what I'll tell you is that in a business such as this, you need someone that you can say, Beverly, I need you to go out and recruit the right people, make sure they go through the appropriate curriculum, and make sure that they're in the proper position to be able to handle our clients. Not to mention, because she has over 15 plus years in not just home care, but also in assisted living care, and she has a relevant situation with her own mother, she set the bar and the standard beyond measure. So again, that's why it was most important for that. Not to mention that, you know, Beverly and our moms were not only best friends, but they did CNA together. So that's what they did. And again, you know, my mom, you know, when Miss Mildred first started to get sick, my mom would be over there. Her weekends were to make sure that she sat with Miss Mildred. That was all part of the process. And again, just knowing that that's what was a business was so beyond my comprehension. And then we realized that when you look at the laundry list of residential service agencies that are available in the Office of Healthcare Quality listing, there's like one on every corner. So our objective is to be the model and the set the standard for what it looks like, because care is coming from the heart when you work for us.
Okay, so now just because she chose you didn't mean you had to say yes. What made you say yes?
All right. What made me say yes was the fact that I saw what Joy was doing. I saw that she had the heart, the passion, and I had the time. I had the time, and the Lord had actually revealed to me my assignment on this earth. And my assignment involves serving seniors. So when we were sitting having a conversation and I saw what she was doing and I realized that I had the time, it was a no-brainer. And God just confirmed it along the way. So here we are.
All right now. So you kind of, I think that both of you have thrown out a little bit of speckles and stars and stuff about what's so special about it, and you talk about this long plethora of all these other people providing residential services. What is it, if you're asked the question for $1 million, what is it that makes you guys actually stand out from everyone else? If you had to wrap it up into a nice bow, what is your answer to that? What makes you stand out from all the other residential service agencies?
It's care that stems from the heart.
Amen. Amen.
It's just that simple. The passion and the drive and the motivation behind this entire process is the lady that you're looking at in front of you. If I could do half of what Daisy did to take care of folks, a quarter of what she did, it would be all well worth it, because it's to keep her legacy alive. So again, what stands us apart from everybody else is the care that stems from the heart.
Okay. And what's the God element of it? Because you mentioned that this is a faith-based company. So what is the God element of it?
The God element of it, in my own words.
And then we'll let Miss Joy, because she pointed on a piece of paper. She's not doing that reading thing no more. She doing better when she don't read. Okay? She does better when she don't read. So if you want to read something on the paper, you read on paper. She over here behind the picture pointing on the piece of paper. Come on now, let her talk. Go on.
Oh my gosh, I love it. We all have to give an account. We all have to give an account when it's all said and done. Mm-hmm. When the Lord calls us home, we are going to stand in judgment.
All right now.
And
now,
I truly
you got something better on your piece of paper?
Well, no, my piece of paper just summarizes that, as we were going through setting up everything, I'd asked God to show me, what would be the foundational scripture for Daisy's love. My mother's love language was acts of service. Mm-hmm. So I went to the book of Acts in order to find the foundational scripture, and I'll read it verbatim because it says, "In all things I've shown you that by working hard in this way, we must help the weak and remember the words of the Lord Jesus, how he himself said, it is more blessed to give than to receive." And that's Acts 20:35. So that's our governing scripture that drives what we do in helping the seniors.
All right now.
That's why I pointed to the paper. I don't want to get this scripture messed up at all.
I know that, baby. You read your own scripture. We over there telling Beverly to read the thing. I asked Beverly the question. She's trying to answer Beverly's question for. What kind of stuff is that? Let me not mess up the name, hopefully. Miss Sabrina Pinnock.
Yes, Sabrina.
She says, "Joy, I'm so proud of the work you're doing. Oh. I loved your mother with all my heart." And you got people throwing hearts up too. Got Michelle Ford throwing up hearts as well. My God. And Miss awesome. Sabrina just dropped another comment. She said, "My heart and I know she is beaming with pride in heaven right now."
Thank you, Sabrina.
She said, "Thank you, Sabrina." All right, so with that all being said, we have about 4 minutes. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to open it up to you guys and anything that you feel that you haven't conveyed or you want to convey to people, just put it all on the news desk.
All right, so Beverly, I'll let you go first.
I truly believe in what we're doing. There's a need in the community. There's a need, and I couldn't be partnered with a better person. I love Joy's work ethic. I love her heart. I love her passion. I loved her mom. Her mom dearly. We were saddened when Daisy passed. What a joy. My mom misses her dearly. And we're out there. We're here. We're going to set the example. And we're going to lead by example because this is truly a work of love for both of us. It's truly a work of love. We do not mind getting in there cleaning the poop, okay? We will do what needs to be done.
Tanya Michelle says, "I love you, Joy. Your mom is very proud of you."
Well, thank you, Tanya Michelle. So, listen, if I were to say anything, like I said, my full objective is to make sure that we provide superior in-home care.
Yes.
Something that's different and sets us apart because we want to be the agency of choice when it comes to caring for your loved ones. And I can't say it any plainer. There's no additional information. There's no marketing strategy. There's no process. All I would say to you is that everything that's being done is being done from the heart. Because my mom is who she was, this is what she represented, and this is all I know. So I made a super career shift in going from an IT space into home care. And it wasn't so much as the corporate change it was more of a corporate change than anything else because my foundation and who I am is where we started. So again, I just say that if you're looking someone to care for your loved ones and truly care for them, as if they were their own, then I'd ask you to call 833-99-DAISY. Daisy's love, care that stems from the heart.
All right, guys. Well, I think that sums it all up, ladies.
Yay.
I want you to actually know. I'm gonna look. She asked me not to put her on the spot, but Miss Beverly, when she got here, guys, she had the nerve to say, "Is there anything special that I needed to know?" I told her all she needed to know was I was your girl talking, and you was hanging with your girl. So I'm hoping that you are not that you see you still put yourself under the arm. Tell me if you still feel it. So you're still alive. You made it through
I'm still in the land of the living. Thank you, Lord.
I think they did an awesome job. Want to
you.
make sure that you guys definitely check out their website, www.daisys, DAISYS, love.com. And let them care for your loved one, okay?
Yes.
So that is another Hang With Your Girl Tasha, guys. We'll see you next Monday. 5:30 p.m. same time. Oh, and God, y'all have got to come back. Oh, they said they love seniors. Is this just a coincidence of a senior falling behind them? Guys, all of you know my mother's best friend, who was my first show when I did Hang With Your Girl Tasha, Grandma Slam, who was a poet, that she began to be a poet at 60. Guys, she's going to be here next Monday, and it's her 80th birthday, and she's going to slam for you. So we'll see you next Monday, 5:30. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Now see the cinnamon twist. It's a sexy lady who walks around without being shady.